All right, so I got some questions for you, Kavan. I'm just gonna be asking a few questions. So, first thing is about some of the things
Yeah.
going on in VR chat. Um, what do you think about people just drinking in VR in general?
Well, the thing about drinking, if is it for socializing or is it, forget? Well, there's always been drinking going on everywhere in history, and VR chat is another exception. But if it's to just drink away their sorrow, that's gonna happen eventually, either in VR chat in a bar at home. The only difference is that VR chat is like being everywhere, like networking, Whew. But as long as it doesn't hurt anyone, you know, cleaning yourself, my opinion.
Mm.
Just social drinking is fine, but drinking yourself to death, no. My opinion, anyway.
Can you list anything else that might be an issue in VR chat?
That I need as an issue, or that needs to be implemented issue wise.
Well, when I mean issue is just like uh, what's driving people away from VR chat. Like these is like some of the major things that are
Well,
driving away people from VR chat.
major things that I can see are people, in public roles going on there just blasting particles in people's faces, but there's already a fix for that, the limiter and stuff. But even then, there's people that like to walk around with everyone enabled so they can enjoy avatars up. But then there's still people out there that want to fuck up everyone's day and they just shake your screen. Eh, all those cancer types. That's
Yeah.
one of the major ones. One thing too is that I noticed a lot of the old worlds that I like they're just disappearing. I don't know if they're being taken down or they're just removed from the server. Like for an example, there's one world that I like. It's a Miyazaki world that has like the Totoro and all those favorite little characters, House Moving Castle, Castle in the Sky, Laputa, all that shit. That world's gone. A
Yeah.
lot of old legacy worlds are just vanishing for damn reason.
Ooh,
So I got a
ooh,
question for you, Vintage. Just
uh, ooh.
so about some of the issues that are going on in VR chat. One of the biggest things is you know, obviously alcohol and drug usage. What do you think about that topic?
Hmm. In all honesty, if it's my friends doing it, I would tell them you got to stop because at like some point in time you're gonna hurt yourself. Like last night, I was hanging out with a friend. He was drinking. He got drunk, and he's got a bunch of guns in his fucking room, and he was talking about suicide and a bunch of shit. And I'm like, bruh, you need to not, drink so goddamn much. But everybody else that just drinks for fun and know your limit, go ahead. Just like know when to stop. I mean, my personally myself, I don't drink, I don't smoke, I don't do any type of drug. The only thing I do is, yeah,
Yeah, I think I catch your meaning, but uh,
yeah.
any other issues you can list off that's going on in VR chat aside from all that?
Oh yeah, fix the fucking game. It wasn't as bad as it was last year or 2 years ago. It crashed like every other fifth lobby I join. So fix your game.
Just asking a few questions. So what do you think about people using alcohol or drugs on VR chat in general? Like, like those are some of our biggest issues on VR chat right now. What do you
I
think about?
mean, as long as it's not affecting other people, I don't see a big deal about it. I mean, like sometimes hallucinogens or some people just drinking casually can like enhance the experience, but if they're taking it too far, obviously it's a problem like it would be anywhere else.
Oh yeah, but I mean, another issue. It's just like it's just driving people away. Like people that are trying to get into the game that are barely getting into the game. It kind of scares them away from VR chat. So I don't know.
Just like I don't know, like influencers or
Just yeah, people that are influenced. Yeah.
oh yeah, like when you're like pressuring somebody, peer pressure, that's obviously a problem. But like, if you're not like pushing on anybody else, and you're just trying to, like, if you're just using it, like, if it's too much, obviously that's a problem in itself. But if you're using it to like enhance the experience, I don't think it's a big deal as long as you're not bothering others with it.
Yeah, and if somebody is bothering her, I don't know. How would you? What would you think? What's your take on that?
If it is bothering other people,
Yeah,
well, yeah, it's an issue. Obviously, like just don't go around those people, or I think like that would file under like toxic behavior. So that just be a normal thing to like report them for if they're just being toxic while doing stuff like that.
what do you think about people drinking and using drugs on VRChat? Like, what's your opinion on that?
Like literally, like I just apply it to where as if we're doing it with real people in like personal in like personal space. Like if I see a guy doing like crack or like cocaine in the corner, he's like, yeah, doing all that type of stuff. Then I'm like, but if it's like a chill kickback drinking night and things like that, it's what you do. It's just it's in VR this time.
Mhm.
And it's a lot more chill, a lot more kickback. People know how to control themselves. Well, majority of people who do this know how to control themselves. Like for example, like literally yesterday was my birthday, and I was like, I came back extremely intoxicated, but I wasn't acting a fool or anything. I minded my own business. I had fun with friends and things like that.
Yeah,
I think. But like it's just things like that. It's just how you control yourself, whether you're mature enough to do it or not. It's more of a mental thing.
can you list any other problems that's going on in VRChat, or can you think of anything?
Like socially,
Just anything socially, whether it be socially or just anything.
I don't know. Like there, let me just let me just throw an example out there. There's those like type of people like excuse me. There's those certain type of people who like make playing this game like a bad experience. Like you guys know the rippers, the crashers and things like that.
Yeah,
But it's like that. There's always got to be like some form of negativity in the game. No matter what type of game you own. Oh, if it's multiplayer, of course. But for example, here in VRChat, you got those types of guys. And the common question, like, why are they here? Why are they doing the things that they do? And like, why do they have time to do that? It's those types of questions that make people like generally want to dislike the game and things like that. This game is actually really fun. Like honestly, the most fun out there. But it's a social type of game. There's nobody here. It's like a sandbox. Let me just rephrase that. There's nobody here. There's nothing to do.
yeah,
But if there's people here, you gotta have the fun people, and then you gotta have the people who make this game not very fun. It's just that type of construct that I have not necessarily a problem with, but why does there have to be the other half? This is a very recreational game. And there's those types of people, But that's one thing I just kind of don't dislike about it,
okay.
or have any form of negativity towards.
Just to state some issues that's going on in VRChat. So just alcohol. What's your take on alcohol? People using alcohol in VRChat.
I think at first, especially in the beginning, it was used as like a fun thing to do with your friends to socialize, and now it's become a coping mechanism for the majority of people, and it's actually extremely toxic.
Was there any other issues on VRChat that you can state in the video or no?
The issue of constant lust and using your loneliness as a reason to go around and just try to do shit with people is kind of annoying to watch. And it doesn't matter when I get on, especially within the last year, it's constant. I'll admit people can have their fun with it, but when you go searching for it, you just end up with wrong crowds of people. People make friends, lose friends, and they will like ruin their social lives. Like in real life, based off stuff that happens in this game, and that's kind of wrong.
Of course.
Like people should be in this game to have fun, not ruin their actual real life. ERP thing has gone way too far.
Yeah, no, I get you. Just people using alcohol in VR chat. So what do you think about people using alcohol in VR chat?
Well, honestly, I have plenty of friends that do it already. Personally, I don't do it myself. But as long as people aren't overkilling with it, and they're just like vomiting in their headsets and such, like that's because that's not healthy.
Yeah.
I feel like if they're just like taking it enough and just having fun, then I'm fine with it. I don't care. People could do what they want.
What do you think about alcohol usage on VR chat?
I feel like people use it as a backbone for like things that they have going on and problems, but there's also a lot of people that are just social drinking, which I think I personally don't like to do it, like go and drink with other people that are drinking. I think it's quite pointless, but I feel like also some people use it as a gateway, just like to get out, to escape.
The usage of alcohol, what's your take on that?
I mean, yeah, I do see a lot of people drinking. Like they have drinking worlds, right? I mean, if it can be an unhealthy a lot of the time if you're drinking every day. Like a lot of people do that, which is unhealthy. I know a few people, but I mean, if you're doing it leisurely and you're doing it, you're doing it enough so that it's not detrimental to your health, and it's fine. But I mean, people can get kind of crazy sometimes, but I mean, that's just part of the game, right?
Yeah.
And they're drinking alcohol and all that shit, but like, I mean, it's just people are bound to drink in this game, and party. But I don't know. I don't really mind it. I guess it's just something to add to the game. Yeah, I don't really see it as a problem, I suppose.
Can you find anything that's going on that's troubling the game of VR chat, like anything?
Well, I've observed in VR chat situations like people like attachment, right? People getting attached to each other and stuff, but like in the unhealthy way where like it's like not really it's like a VR chat relationship, you could call it, but like it's not really something official.
Yeah.
But I guess the problem I see with that is like one person, so they're like, man, I need to put more thought into this.
Well, like I think I see what you're saying. So say for example, I see what you're saying. So if someone's like, really into the other person's just in it for whatever reason,
Exactly.
One person's getting what they want, the other person not really getting what they want because they're kind of really attached to that one person. Kind of
yeah, exactly. So one person's like a free, like they're fucking around, like they're just having a good time, being intimate with everyone, and then the other person's kind of very too attached to that one person, and if you're too attached to that one person who's being intimate with other people, it's gonna make you feel like shit, right?
Yeah.
So it's getting too attached to people that don't want it exclusive. Like there's people that want it exclusive on here, and then there's other people that aren't exclusive, so they're just
There's like a serious issue that's been going on in VR chat and just the usage of alcohol. What's your take on that?
I think as long as people are practicing safe alcohol use, it is okay. Similar to what we hold in the real world, practicing safe alcohol use in the real world is also important. Make sure that you have your safe space, your VR space set up properly, and that you don't come to harm with not only your equipment but to yourself and to your people around you.
Can you think of any other issues that might be going on in VR chat on top of your head or no?
Yeah, why isn't Kirk online? That smelly nerd.
I don't know. Is that an issue?
Yeah, I miss him. Suck it, Kirk.